I'm surrounded by deer everywhere. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, maybe I'll go this way today. Hey, yeah, have a thorn in my shoe. What you gonna do? There we go. What is power? It's very difficult, nay, impossible to accurately describe power. Especially in English. Some languages are a little more accurately laid out. Ow! I got another thorn in my shoe. The more submitted somebody is, the more they're able to acquiesce to consciousness, the more the body is animated by truth instead of lies. Right? This is all words. Like, for most people I'm talking to, or most people that hear this, it's going to be like, this guy's just using a bunch of word salad gibberish. I'm actually talking about something real, but it's like trying to describe a color. It just doesn't work very well, right? So it's like, is this person a spiritual scam artist using a bunch of nonsense words? Or maybe is it just the limitations of the English language? Or maybe it's that I have too many thorns in my sock. Power is obvious when you see it. The more power someone has, the more their commands are effective, the more meaningful every word is that they say. And just to be clear, like, again, this is an English language issue. Oh, that's cool, the sun. You cannot have power, right? Because the body is submitting to consciousness. The more power you are available to, the more voltage you can hold in your body, right? Some years ago I talked about this kind of thing in terms of voltage. The more power you're available to, the more consciousness can express accurately through your body. The Nawal expresses through the tonal in the Toltec language. Ooh, check this out. See if you can see these deer. Deer are very powerful. In the, what do you call it? The Tibetan Buddhist lineage system. The deer represents the essence of the human spirit. The gentleness, it's a powerful gentleness, right? Because you don't, a deer, you still don't want to mess with it, even though they're all very curious about what's going on over here. You don't want to mess with a deer. And at the same time, it is very, what's the word? Kind of like tender, delicate, sensitive is a good word. Gosh, so many thorns, and I don't have a place to sit down, so I just have to balance. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's see if I got it. You gotta stand on one foot for that kind of thing. In the Toltec lineage, the equivalent of Christ consciousness is represented by the blue deer. There are patterns that we see. It's not a coincidence. Like when I do this, da-da, with my finger. Ahem! Ahem. It is not a coincidence that hunters, brutal hunters, have like deer heads on their walls. Look what I scored. This deer head, this deer spirit is now haunting us because I shot it and it's my trophy, right? That's the exact objectification of the humble tenderness of Christ consciousness. And where does the predator come? Ahem, ahem. Where does the predator come in to this topic? Because a deer is not a predator. The predator is not who we are. In this human animal, with our eyes in the front of our head, we have our ability to digest meat. Or in my case, a limited ability if you have a A positive blood type, which is best vegetarian. But I still like meat. I just have to have not too much, only a few bites. Fish is the easiest for me to digest. The human animal is accompanied by predator instinct. That predator instinct hijacks us, and so we don't trust ourselves to have power because we become vicious, unkind, we turn on people, we punish people, right? Because of the existence, ahem, I'm still doing it below the camera, so I wanted to make sure you saw me doing it because it's very funny. Actually, we were just talking about maybe doing laugh tracks on my videos. Woo! 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 Oh, hello. Do you remember me? If we believe in punishment, even subconscious, oh, now it's like tilted. Oh. Okay, I'll just hold it higher. If we subconsciously believe in that we're going to be punished or that we should punish, punishment is one of the programs of the flyers. I talked about the flyers in my last video. So if the flyers are in us, we don't trust ourselves to have power because we don't have freedom to use power consciously, to make the most of the power that we're available to consciously, And so people with power who are also hijacked misuse power. So it's that abuse of power that makes innocent, conscious, spiritual beings believe I'm not worthy of being powerful. It's not safe for me to be powerful. And we spend our lives like looking for it, denying it, trying to get away from it, looking for it, denying it, looking for it, denying it, you see? So first things first, we have to unhook ourselves from everything that makes us distrust embodiment of power. It's very deep stuff. It's not convenient. It's not comfortable. I'm sure I'm just repeating myself from stuff I've said in previous videos, but you have to hear this more than once. And you hear the same thing several times in your life, and the dots connect in different ways, and it lands differently. For example, if you listen to this when you're fresh and sober and feeling good, it's going to have a different effect than if you listen to this video when you are feeling hopeless and disempowered and afraid and stupid and, guilty and all this stuff. This information and the vibe of being in your knowing has to get into all spaces in your body, all the spaces in your body and mind. Snap out of it. The pattern interrupt has to be your facilitation for yourself. I have a deer staring at me that I'm walking toward. Three deer. We're gonna prance away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prance away. Oh, they're still staring at me. One is getting hesitant and moving around. Don't worry, I've got no headlights. They're still staring at me. Okay, I was way off with my number. Let's try again. Oh, there they go. Wait. Here they go. Now, prancing away. I love showing you my deer adventures. In the Enneagram system, there's 9 different types, personality types. The type 8 is the most powerful type. That means that the ego of the type 8 has rationalized and accommodated for more embodiment of power than any other type. And that's because they see themselves as a protector. So it's real power, but it's not necessarily consciously used power, because they see themselves, they've come up with the identity of being the protector. Whoop. Whoop. And what does that smell? I know that smell. I think it's someone has a fire burning, I guess. It's so beautiful right now. So having the availability to power that's not just for the ego. That's the magic, is when you are blind to what consciousness is going to do with it. It's not okay, how many do we have there? 2, 4, 6, eight deer over here. See, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, there's more on the right. I'm telling you, I'm surrounded by deer. It's so fanciful. And they're wondering, am I a predator? They're wondering, do we need to do something about this? Right? They're watching to see if I am coming after them, if I'm a threat, right? Because I do have eyes in the front of my head, but they can also feel the okayness that I'm coming with. And so they're like, oh, well, seems like this is not really a predator who is hungry, right? If a lion walks by them and it's not hungry, it's not scary. So they can feel my energy and they're like, okay, I'm going not on this plane. I'm not interested in them. As soon as I'm interested in them, it feels different. So if we're able to utilize that predator instinct in a way that is taken out of the context of nature, we can put it into the business realm, we can put it into sexuality, we can put it into climbing a tree. We can have fun with our inner predator and liberate it because it becomes conscious. It's not driving us under the surface anymore. If we work through our shadows that have been hijacking it our whole lives and causing us to betray ourselves and causing us to act the fool, you know? I'd love to climb one of these trees. Power, this is actually what I meant to say at the beginning of the video, I just forgot. Power in the Toltec understanding appears like luck. So someone who is available to more power appears to be luckier. And they are. It's not just appearance, but what they want, what they command, and random stuff gravitates toward them. They actually have more gravity, right? Just like Jupiter has more power than Earth, right? Jupiter doesn't have the power. Jupiter is filled with more power than Earth, but it's not owned by Jupiter. It's not possessed. It's simply acquiesced to, right? Whatever the consciousness is there in Jupiter, however that works, you know, that's planet stuff. That's not my area of expertise. So I'm just kind of using that as an analogy. Sun's down. I'm going to turn around because it's going to get cold now. So the way you use your predator instinct contributes to your luck and your decree, your command, the way that you perceive and engage with power and stock power. That's a more advanced lesson. That all contributes to what happens in your world, how you feel, how people feel about you. Make sense of this how you want to, but I feel to say everything is everything. Again, limitations of the human language or the English language. Everything is everything. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Your humility. A different video I made recently. Your humility affects everything. Your humility is your acquiescence. Your understanding of things affects everything. Your energy body affects everything. How detoxified you are in the first attention, the second attention, and the third attention affects everything. That's what I mean by everything is everything. It's all very simple. These are just all words. These are just ways of slicing and dicing reality. So you understand it intellectually, but the actual experience of mastery is not intellectual. It's the intellectual portion. The deers are freaking out again. They're just staring at me again. The intellectual portion begins the process of making you more available to power because it helps you to see what you're doing. It helps you to see what you're not doing. Car is driving by here. The intellectual portion of this stuff allows me to communicate it to you. It allows my teachers to communicate it to me. Some people are like, you're too heady, bro. You gotta get in the... It's about the experience. It's not about understanding. You need both. If you don't understand it, you're going to be confused. Am I right? Aha! Aha! People are fighting understanding. It's not about the understanding. Like, you're not wrong about that. It's not about the understanding. But the understanding is the first gateway. If you refuse to understand, you're not going through the first gateway. Other gateways may be touched upon, but when you securely understand, you're securely on the other side of the first gateway. That's no longer an obstacle. Understanding clears the first obstacle. Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just talking to my YouTube friend. Got a little straggler here. Go keep up with your friends, you know? Thank you. Oh, that's a good prance. That's a good prance. I love animals. There are a couple of dogs I really miss. My buddies. And there's a kitty that I really miss. Regarding this particular kitty, I found this map of where a kitty likes to be pet. Not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. Right here is good, right here is good. And I found a map of where a dog likes to be pet. Here is great, here is great, this is awesome, this is awesome. That's good too, this is good too. And I shared this map of these two. And the feedback that I got I thought was really funny, which is luckily our kitty is more like a dog. And he's just like, whatever. Just, I'm cool with whatever. Let's wrestle. That's a good kitty. That's a really good kitty. It's a powerful kitty. When I met this kitty, I was like, okay, this guy is like a sage. This is like a Buddha-ass kitty right here. It's a powerful kitty. And so, actually, this was at an animal shelter where we found him. I auditioned another kitty first. I actually came to the shelter for another kitty. Because I was like, this kitty's got a lot of potential. But then the kitty with a lot of potential was kind of like a little weird, a little standoffish. And I was like, this kitty's going to need some training. This kitty can't afford my services. And then I was just looking and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this kitty? That's the kitty I got. I thought it was so funny. I held up the less powerful kitty in front of the cage of the more powerful kitty. And the less powerful kitty was startled. He was like, and he like hissed. And then the more powerful kitty was just lying there. Oh, I got a pebble in my foot. The more powerful kitty was just lying there. And he just thought it was so funny. He just did a casual hiss. He was just like, those who are casual more consistently have more power because they make things mean less. Everything means less. Nothing matters as much. It's making stuff matter that repels power. If you're making stuff matter, you have matter. The flyers I mentioned before show up in the body as matter, like shit, right? The more full of shit we are, the more full of toxins, the more full of shit and sludge is in our bodies, the less voltage we can accommodate, the less power we're available to, the more matter we have. So if we make our matter matter, we're self-sabotaging, right? I'm pulling all the Toltec terms out today. Self-pity, self-importance, self-sabotage. Some of the primary Toltec concepts. The first intention, the second intention, the third intention, all Toltec concepts. By the way, I have, I don't know if I mentioned this on my YouTube channel. I mention this a lot, but other places on my Telegram channel. If you're interested in this stuff, join my free Telegram channel. You can, I don't even know where you can find it. Contact me. This is why I need other people to run my stuff, because I can't. Oh yeah, if you go to toltechknowledge.com, I think there's a link to the Telegram channel in there. Additionally, on toltechknowledge.com, there is a book list. There's a video list. or like YouTube channels, different teachers. I'm certainly not the only one. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here. What I was going to say is I recommend everybody read the first book on the book list. It's called Return of the Warriors. This is a great introduction to Toltec concepts. It'll give you a major head start. If you do want to work with me at some point, you'll save yourself a lot of headache on terminologies and understanding if you read that book first. Do yourself a favor. It really gets to the point. I have never found a more succinct book on the human condition and addressing it effectively with the precision it deserves, because this is your life, mother, father. This is your life. And if you've read it, you might want to reread it. If it doesn't make sense yet, keep watching my videos. Watch ones you haven't seen yet. Reread that book. Live your life. Participate. True participation is the name of the game. True participation is another way of saying submitting to consciousness. This is no joke. This is the way. This is what the Tao is talking about. Or what do you call it? This is what Taoism is talking about. The way. Submitting to consciousness is the way. We got words for it now. So the Tao, which says the true Tao cannot be named. I think we've named it now. So that's good news. The art of knowing is always progressing. Limitations never stay limitations because we've got our best people on it. Guess who's our best people? Look in the mirror. If you're watching this far, you're a warrior. Come to terms with it. Or you're a warrior in training. If you're an apprentice, make a move. Reach out. Get real. This stuff isn't gonna participate itself. It's kind of a joke. This is where I'd have my laugh track. Thanks for watching, and I will stop it here. I'll do one more trick for you. Ooh!